Okay. We shall wait a few minutes. Hello, everybody. Looks like I am live once and for all. Got it right the first time, StreamYard. Okay. So now we're going to wait a few minutes, see if some people drop by, see if some people stop by, drop by. Yep. Okay. Okay. Hello. We got somebody in. We're going to wait a few more minutes, hopefully a few others. Feel free, those who are watching already, feel free to share this stream. I'd like to see a full chat room, full live chat, whatever you want to call it. We're talking about all things autumn, and we're going to talk about a little bit about Gary over at Bipolar Corner. Okay. For those of you who are new here, straighttalkinfedorachic, that's me. If you're new here, welcome, and please, Fisherman, hi, great to see you. Great to see you here, Fisherman. Okay, so for those of you who are new here, we are a social commentary / story time, and we talk mainly about mental health, addiction, not exclusively, a lot of social issues of the day. I got some new subscribers over the past few days, so I want to thank you all for joining in. Okay, so what shall we begin with? All right. Okay. First of all, before I go on, I will repeat it during the stream if hopefully others will show up. But I will start this off the top now. For those of you who follow Gary, aka Bipolar Corner, he has a GoFundMe up. His dog is very sick. His name is Harley. Harley is more than a pet or even a family member to him. She is an emotional support. Yeah, emotional support animal. That's the proper term. So if you're interested in helping out, the GoFundMe link is in the description box of this video. And hopefully Heart's Love will show up very shortly. And besides that, what's up? This is Canadian Thanksgiving. Fisherman. Hey, Wraith. You found a Fedora, Wraith. Excellent. See? I started a trend. You see? Now I'm doing purple floppy hippie hat. Very retro, very 60s. Very 60s. Yeah. Okay. So anyways, yeah, like I said, purple, not really an autumn color, but then I never really was an autumn person. Today is Canadian Thanksgiving for us Canucks. Americans, it's next month, toward the end, last Thursday of November. But us, it's the second Sunday of, well, Monday, but people celebrate it on Sundays here. Second Sunday of October. So, unfortunately for me, it's been a very quiet Thanksgiving. Too quiet, actually. Somebody earlier had asked me a question about Canadian Thanksgiving, and she's not here yet in the chat, so we'll wait for Heart's Love to come. We'll wait for Heart's Love to arrive, and we'll answer her question then. So, but here it's been pretty quiet, and now we're pretty much getting deeper into fall. Next month, the beginning of next month, daylight savings time. Hey, Heart's Love. Great to see you. Heart's Love. I was about to say we'll do the Q&A in a bit, because I haven't forgotten your question, Hearts. I have not forgotten your question. So, yeah, great, fabulous. So anyways, I always found that, the fall is particularly difficult for me. Not just because it's And not just because of daylight savings time, although for most, the disorder of seasonal affective disorder, it does get dark earlier. It already starts getting dark earlier, and I find it hard a lot of the time. I find it hard. Yeah, I find it hard much of the time because it's already getting dark earlier. By 6:30, it's pretty much dark already. So it's kind of, oh God. You wake up first thing in the morning, it's dark. I can only imagine, I remember when I used to work going through this, the fall, and then make matters worse, early November, we changed the clocks back. And it's like, you go to work, and unless you're leaving the office for your breaks or your lunch breaks, you never really see daylight. So it's kind of depressing. You wake up, it's dark. You get on the city bus in the morning to go to the office, it's freaking dark. You leave the office at 5 o'clock, it's already dark, right up until, and it's like that throughout the most of January too. Although, and January to me is the longest month because of the frigid cold and it's still getting dark early. But to me, it's not as bad as before the holidays, before Christmas and New Year's. Usually from around the time when my birthday comes around, which is at the end of September. We had the live birthday stream a couple of weeks ago. That was a lot of fun. My virtual birthday party, and my friend Steve came up to visit. And so that was nice. But I always, stress out in the holidays because I don't have much of a family. So that doesn't help much either, no celebration. Now, Hearts Love, since you're here, I'm going to answer your question about Canadian Turkey Day. Yes, we do eat turkey, but I've noticed a lot of the American Thanksgiving side dishes, the traditional ones. One thing that might help people is a thing called a sad lamp. It's for seasonal affective disorder, but it can be used for depression. I have heard of that sad lamp, Fisherman. Yeah. I've been trying to look for one here, and it's pretty expensive. My ex-partner also has seasonal affective disorder. Yeah. He has a seasonal affective disorder too, and I would love to get one, but it's pretty expensive. And these days, the finances just ain't so hot these days. But yeah, I've heard from people it does help them. There are some who say, though, the moment they leave the house, whether to go to work or to go run errands or whatever, it's like once they're away from their home and the sad lamp, they don't do all that well. I guess it depends on the person. But if I had the extra financing to do that, to buy a sad lamp, I probably would give it a try. Anything, we should try that too. If any of you have a sad lamp at home, just type in yes in the comments. Be interesting to see how many might have that. Just leave that. Thank you, Hearts Love, for posting my PayPal link. Thank you. Anybody who wishes to support the channel, Hearts just put up the PayPal link, and it's also in the description box. Only if you want to. I will love you anyway. It's just to support the channel. I'm not yet monetized. I'm not yet monetized, and I would like to make a few investments in my channel. I need better video editing lessons, I'd like to be better equipped. But, those are wants. It's first world problems, But yeah, so, but right now it's for basic finances are for basic necessities. So thank you again, Hearts Love. And so, yeah, it makes me anic, but I have schizoaffective disorder. Oh, the lamp makes you the lamp makes you manic. Okay. Fisherman, are you saying that the sad lamp is not recommended for somebody with schizoaffective disorder? Or again, it depends on the person. Probably also depends on the climate that one lives in. I mean, if someone lives somewhere like where there's not really many seasons, like in Southern California or in Arizona or in Florida, I don't know how seasonal affective disorder would affect them, if at all. Do they? I'm not even sure. Do they have it? They have daylight savings time, right? I think. I know the province of Saskatchewan is one of the few places, it's probably the only place in Canada that does not have daylight savings time. They do not flip their clocks around twice a year. So I'm not sure. You know, but I have to ask, even if those in Saskatchewan might have it. I think it's just not just the clocks and the fact that it gets darker. I think it's also because of the colder climate. We feel more like hibernating, right? It's the colder climate, I think. Yeah. It causes mania in those with bipolar or schizoaffective bipolar type. Oh, good to know, Fisherman. Well, no, that's an interesting tip. I have ADHD and major depressive disorder, so the lamp won't help. Oh, I'm sorry, Wraith. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Okay. All right. So, no, okay. So, yeah, I guess it goes case by case, and it depends on the person. Whether the sad lamp will help. For me, I'd be willing to try it. I do not have a diagnosis of schizoaffective disorder. I do have MDD like you, Wraith. I do have MDD. So I don't know, toss up. Is it worth the money? I don't have the money to spend on it regardless right now, but would I if I did? Oh. So, Hearts, if you're around. Yes, I was about to answer your question about Canadian Thanksgiving. Yeah, compared to it depends. Francophone Canada, French people in Canada don't, and I live in Quebec, which is mostly Francophone, mostly French people. They don't really do Thanksgiving, except that it is a legal statutory holiday. So the kiddies get school off, and the adults get work off, the grown-ups. But French Quebecers, I've noticed, don't really do Thanksgiving. It's more English-speaking people who do. I've also noticed that a lot of the traditional side dishes you guys serve in the United States at Thanksgiving, we don't really serve those types of side dishes either. But yeah, we eat a turkey. Well, I don't eat a turkey. I'm vegan, so no turkey here. No turkey in here. Yeah, because I'm vegan. But yeah, turkey, I guess most people eat it, but there are some I've noticed, like a friend of mine told me he was eating ham for Thanksgiving. He ate ham with his parents, with vegetables and stuff. So yeah, some people like to do the ham. It's just like at Christmas around here, you know, it's either turkey or a ham, or they serve both if they have a gathering here. You know, so which brings me to my next point about, you know, fall being difficult, early winter, right at, you know, past the winter solstice, you know, which is December 21st, which is the shortest day of the year. But I would say past New Year's, like a week or so past New Year's, even though January is long, because especially if you live in a Canadian winter, if you're living through a Canadian winter, and I find January the longest month, but I don't find it as difficult towards the end of January, because slowly it's getting dark a little bit later. I know the holidays are done, long done. And oh, you had turkey and ham, Fisherman? Please don't hold those against us. We eat a lot of baked potatoes, plates of roasted vegetables. No, we like roasted vegetables and baked potatoes too. I think what we don't eat, I've noticed, at least according to many recipes I've seen on YouTube for Thanksgiving side dishes, things like that green bean casserole in the creamy mushroom soup, with those crispy onion thingies, not my thing. Or this sweet potato thing, sweet potato with marshmallows, and not my thing either. It's Columbus Day for us in US, which is messed up. It's Columbus Day for you guys in the US. Okay, interesting. So yeah, oh wow, Columbus Day. So I imagine you get a holiday tomorrow from work as well? Yeah. You get a holiday from work as well. So yeah, it's, but for me, unfortunately, I didn't have anybody to spend Thanksgiving with. And this is always the stress because, you know, like I said, I don't have much of a family. In my immediate environment, I don't really have that. I mean, I have my ex Sheldon, who you've seen in the chat room. He's one of the moderators. He's been a guest on my live streams before. But other than Sheldon, I don't really have any friends in my immediate environment. Steve, like I said, he lives like 800 kilometers away from here, so he's not in my environment. So my immediate environment is just Sheldon, right? So it's so no, it was not. So it's always difficult, and for me, that's the other part. You know, the anxiety. Am I going to be alone these holidays? You know. And it's not like I'm young and in the greatest of health, you know, so I am, you know, so I particularly worry, you know, about being alone and, you know, feeling abandoned on a holiday like today on Thanksgiving, you know, like today. So that's partly why I decided to jump on, do a live stream, talk about seasonal affective disorder, the autumn blues, if you will. Oh, so many songs portraying that, like Justin Hayward's Forever Autumn, beautiful song, but I cannot play it because I will get a copyright strike on my channel. I've already got a copyright strike on my channel. Don't plan to get another one. Oh, gosh. YouTube, that's a whole other game with their rules, you know? That is a whole other game. Wow. Okay. Hang on a second. We'll put up with some typing ASMR. Okay. So, all right, what have we got here? Sorry to be right quick. Okay. So, oh, shoot. All right, what have we got? Okay, sorry. I had the echo here. Not a lot of fun here. Okay. Hang on. Somebody's buzzing me on Hangouts. Oh. Okay. Okay. Okay, he's okay. Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay. All right. So it looks like my friend is not going to be joining us tonight. Oh. Okay. So where's my StreamYard? Sorry about that, kids. I'm just waiting. You have mashed potatoes, not baked potatoes. I've heard of people having baked potatoes as well. Yeah. I've heard of people having baked potatoes. Sure. Wow. Okay. So anyways, yeah, so here it's not as I guess it's different side dishes with the turkey or the ham or both in the case of fishermen. Okay, whoa. Okay. Okay. All right. So, okay. All right. No, okay. I was hoping my friend would be jumping on camera with me. My friend Steve would be jumping on camera with me, but I guess he's not. Yeah. So those of you Canadians, have you gone to vote this weekend? I have to go vote tomorrow because I want to miss the rush. Yeah. This is one fun election season as well. Another thing to be pissed off about this fall, but yeah, no, we must, another thing to be pissed off this fall. Yeah. Yay, another thing to be pissed off at this fall. So anyways, back to what I was saying. So yeah, the holidays are stressful. I'm worried about this Christmas, what's going to happen, this New Year's, and I'm worried about being alone again. I'm worried about being alone. I never know. I never know from one year to the next, I mean, I have spent the holidays alone It's not something I envy. And I think that's when mental health, those who are already with mental health issues, especially with no support system around them or not much of a support system, I think this time of year is the hardest on them too. Anyways, let me know in the chat what you think, if you agree with me. That around this time, especially with all the holidays, if it makes you stress. I didn't know the vote was now. I'm not voting because I don't like the politicians. Okay. So fair enough, fisherman. That's fair enough. So anyways, back to what I was saying. Yeah. So, it's always that when I end every video, my uploads, my pre-prepared uploads, I say, yeah, there is. I mean, even those with families, even those lucky enough to have families, or friends or families to celebrate with, I understand there are stressors, usually financial stressors. It's usually where you blow your budget, spending money on a bunch of stuff, people don't need, I mean, don't get me wrong. I enjoy opening a present or two, but I like the dinner, sitting around at the table, yes, with my vegan options, with my vegan meal. But it's, yeah, so I'm hoping I'm not alone this year, but I worry that that will happen, and I think what really doesn't help this time of year, and I'm wondering if holiday stress is part of the cause of seasonal affective disorder. I honestly wonder about that. Family plans, stress, even the hustle and bustle of being in town and all even. No, and I hear you. I understand that. You would fit in well with my family. Vegetarian options are on the menu. Oh, so nice, hearts love. So nice. If only I could cross into the US without issue. Not really going to get into the reason why, but it's kind of problematic for me to cross over into the US. I'm not going to explain why, because that's another video for another time. But just leave it at that. Yeah, otherwise I would go and visit you in a heartbeat, hearts love. I would go and visit you. We would make it vegan. I'll like if I ever end up in Montreal again. Absolutely. Absolutely, hearts love. You should, anybody, you look, yeah, absolutely. That would be great, hearts love. Hearts love is a longtime friend of the channel. Yes. And what else? Memories from the family in the past. Ah, yes. That would be cool. That would be cool. And we make it vegan too. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, because unfortunately I can't cross over into the US. I was a bad chick in my past. In my heyday, I was a bad chick. You could cook vegan options too, Race Phoenix. Yeah, that's cool. I mean, I don't know. I was thinking about starting up, trying to restart my my second channel, my vegan channel, STFC Kitchen Mishaps. I was thinking about starting that up again. Yeah, I was thinking about starting that up again. Yeah. And yeah, I really was thinking about starting that up again. And who knows, I might, it's just I need help with that. I really and truly need help with that. But yeah, because what I would like to do ideally to keep things interesting, because there's a lot of vegan cooking channels out there on YouTube. So, when you're new and you're trying to compete, it's like to stand out. And I did. And what what we did was a comedy, I mean, for instance, there is a video covering this. It's called I Always Knew I Was Different. It's on my channel. And I talk about being born with issues with fine motor skills. So, and I describe that more in detail in that video. But I will say here, part of that is my knife skills really suck. And when I say they really, really suck, they really, really suck. So we kind of turn it into comedy. We kind of turn it into comedic cooking, hence the title Kitchen Mishaps, right? There's only 3 cooking shows on that channel, and all 3 of them are collabs. And cooking shows is something I don't really want to do alone. I have no motivation to do that alone. Yeah, it's called I Always Knew I Was Different, Growing Up with Learning Disabilities. It's a longer title. I Always Knew I Was Different, Growing Up with Learning Disabilities. It's on my channel if you want to find it. I'll link it in the pinned comment when I jump off the stream. You're a total carnivore, but I will accommodate others so they feel comfortable. Wraith, and that is great. That is fabulous. You know, you'd be amazed. I had been to other people's houses who knew, even before I went vegan, I was vegetarian for 25 years before that, in the sense. Vegetarian because I was eating dairy products at that time. I don't touch dairy anymore. But there was at that time that they couldn't even, these people's homes, they knew I was vegetarian. They couldn't even provide me any vegetarian options, let alone vegan options, you know, after becoming vegan. Yeah. It's yeah, not very fun. Oh, not very fun. So anyways, it was like yeah. Oh, brain freeze again. So yeah, it's sometimes it's hard, you know. I remember, you know, the old Thanksgiving dinners, you know, with my family. I mean, grandma was still alive. My brother and I, we were children. My parents, my brother and I, and grandma. I mean, my father and grandma would argue all the freaking time about anything under the sun. They would argue over politics. They would argue social issues. You know, and then there would be another relative of grandma's that would show up, and those 2 women would argue all the time too, and over silly things like who has the best gravy recipe or who's going to freaking well wash the dishes. I'm a carnivore still, but many of our family who had a farm became vegetarian in life. That says something. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, there are difficult memories with you for the holidays, things that lay unachieved. I hear you, Heart's Love. My father passed away in 2013 on December 29th. So smack right between Christmas and New Year's when he passed away. So it was a very somber year for us, to say the least. A very somber year. I think that's the year we took in one of Sheldon's friends. Sheldon was still living with me at the time. And we took in one of Sheldon's friends because his girlfriend had kicked him out on Christmas Day. Yeah, like, yeah, way to go. So we took him in for dinner for Christmas, you know, because I figured that is the true spirit of Christmas, not the buying of expensive gifts and who can throw the most lavish party. You know, don't get me wrong. I'll admit I like all of that, and I feel left out that I cannot be involved in that. I openly admit that. My uncle passes at Christmas last year. It was real sad. I'm sorry for your loss, fisherman. I'm sorry for your loss, fisherman. Yeah. So, yeah, I think Christmas is particularly hard. I remember the last Christmas with grandma. She was dying. She had liver and colon cancer. And she was out of the hospital for a brief stint and staying with us. And the aunt from the eastern townships from the country, the one who fought over the gravy and the gravy recipes and doing the dishes. No, she didn't come that year. It was a more somber event because she was too sick, you know. So obviously, I mean, grandma loved to cook the Christmas dinner, and it was a lavish affair, you know. And a lot of she was Irish, but she cooked a lot of the British, you know, a lot of British staples like plum pudding. I think in Britain, we call it here plum pudding. I think in Britain they call it sticky toffee pudding. I'm not sure. But she would cook. But no, that last year, obviously she didn't cook. She wasn't eating, let alone cooking, and she didn't have much energy. But it was the last Christmas with grandma. We went to Christmas Day Mass. You know, we had to be dragged to church. See, more Catholic than the Pope was my grandmother. Sticky toffee pudding is delightful. It is delightful. I gotta learn how to make a vegan version of it. You know, anything can be veganized, you know. Yeah, all those fall dishes. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love them. I live for a Starbucks pumpkin spice latte with almond milk. It would be better if they had oat milk, but they don't carry it. So almond milk will do. Yes, I love that pumpkin spice latte. But yeah, all this to say the holidays are difficult. And at the end of all my videos on my uploads, the end of all my uploads is I always say, at the end of all my uploads, I always say, what is it that I always say? I always say, oh yeah, take care of yourselves and each other. And if there's somebody in your midst who is vulnerable, be sure to look in on them, share a meal, share a coffee. Even a sympathetic ear can make all the difference in the world, make all the difference in the world to that person, and so that's, it's not just a tagline for me, when I end off my videos. I really mean it, because I am often in that position. Like I said, I don't really have anybody in my immediate environment. There is one woman, oh, she drives me batty. She drives me freaking batty. Hearts love, you remember. Yeah, there's this woman, somebody used to know Sheldon, and she drives me batty, like in the past, she would message me on Facebook, okay, on Facebook Messenger. Yeah, exactly, Hearts love. You never know when you're the lonely person, and even though, those old Christmases with grandma, when there was always a lot of arguing and fighting, you know what? I would trade to have that back. All the arguing, all the sniping. I would have it back just to not be alone, in the apartment. I would trade it back. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I always trade it back. I know it's not healthy for a lot of people with anxiety, particularly those with anxiety disorders. I hear you. Sometimes those kind of arguments can, that kind of an ambiance can be triggering. And it used to be, but not so much anymore. I don't know. Maybe now it's because I know how to argue better. I don't know. Well, I always knew how to argue. I used to be a political blogger, so yeah, I had to know how to do I had to know and understand the art of snark. Yes, I had to understand the art of snark. Indeed. So yeah. And I had to understand. Yeah. So, anyways, yeah. But I would, I honestly would trade it back, But we can't go back. Grandma's gone. My father is gone. I'm sure the aunt is gone too. The aunt is gone too. So obviously we're never gonna have that back, But and I'm a middle-aged woman myself, right? Oh boy. So, all this, but yeah, all this to say, I have to wonder if all those upcoming holidays, the festivities. Hello, Adam. Oh, Adam, Irish conundrum. We were just talking about my Irish grandmother and the Irish side of the family. Good of you to join. Good of you to join, Adam. So, anyways, yeah, good of you to join. So, yeah, so I'm all this to I have to wonder if it's because the seasonal affective disorder, not just because it gets dark, like it's dark when you wake up in the morning and it's dark at the end of the day, when you leave the office or leave school or whatever. But I have to wonder if it's also because of the holidays and the pressure of the holidays. Usually there are also financial stressors attached, Yeah. Oh, thank you, Adam. Thank you, Adam. I appreciate that. I always, and welcome to the channel, Adam. It's the first time we see Adam Irish Conundrum here. Well, great. Yeah, yeah. Everybody's awesome here, Adam. I think you'll like our little community here. So welcome. Oh, your phone's not working that well. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, technology, it's grand, but only when it works, right? Only when it works. Hang on a second. Let me check something. Yeah. So we've got a few people here. It's great to see you all. Seriously. Ah. So yeah, I have to wonder, but what say you all? Do you agree that because, the holidays, and I'm not just talking I'm not talking just Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's, but maybe Halloween for some. I know Halloween is the more fun one, you get to get into a costume. Well, it's Halloween around here all year round. All you have to do is check out a previous live stream I did where I kind of spoofed makeup gurus, YouTube. I kind of spoofed makeup gurus, and I did a parody of makeup tutorial. It involved a lot of glitter, and which I'm still cleaning off this living room floor. So yeah, it's Halloween for me all year round. It's Halloween for me all year round. Spelling is never my strong suit myself. Here recently, we were discussing Canadian Thanksgiving, seasonal moods and changes. Yep, that's what we're talking about here. Wraith Phoenix makes sense. Social holiday would bring up feelings of isolation. Yeah, it does. And I feel, we all hate feeling left out. It is, and and loneliness and loneliness is not good for our health. There are articles that say that loneliness is an epidemic now, and it's considered the new smoking. That's how not good for our health it is. I watched a video and upload from Jason over at These Four Walls that he uploaded last night. I watched it earlier today. And I heard him, you can relate, he was saying that he feels lonely, but he prefers to be alone. So it's kind of the double-edged sword there, but anyways, go check out his video. It was his upload from last night. I forget what it was called. But yeah, These Four Walls is a great channel. It's a great channel. Excuse me. I don't smoke enough. I do not smoke enough. No, I don't. So anyways, you are Yeah, I usually try to interact with the chat as much as I possibly can, Adam. Well, it's you. You come here, you come here for what you want to hear what I have to say, or maybe you have questions for me and I try to answer them. I will be doing a little Q&A a little bit shortly where you'll all be allowed to ask me anything you like. I'm hoping we can see more people in the chat before we do that. But yeah, we can start. But if you've got a question for me now, feel free to type it in the chat and I'll do my best to answer it. Also, another thing. Yes, thank you, Hearts Love, for sharing Jason's last video. Yeah, I recommend. Yeah, he's really a sweet man. And he's very wise. Yeah, Jason is very, very wise. And it'll be almost a year that he is sober and straight. So, yeah, I believe it's next month, if I'm not mistaken. So, or maybe it's now. But anyways, that first year, speaking from experience, from being 20 years clean, okay, off coke and speed, I can tell you that first year is the hardest. The first 6 months is the hardest. Okay, and then the second hardest, the following 6 months. So it's the first year that's the hardest. And, and I found it gets easier after that time has passed. Halloween, not so much, because there are activities that you alone, but Thanksgiving and Christmas definitely cause depressive thoughts. I agree with you, Wraith. I mean, I'm not really sad about Halloween anymore. Yeah, I do. I used to enjoy making some rather twisted costumes. I may do a Halloween live stream here, I may do a Halloween live stream. Maybe I'll wear a mask, I'll wear a mask, some kind of costume that covers my upperness, So we can, yeah, maybe I'll do a Halloween live. Yeah, be kind. And he's very eloquently spoken. I can see that, Wrath. Thank you. Never got clean for more than 90 days off alcohol. It is tough, Adam. It is very tough. It is very tough. And as far as something like alcohol is concerned, I mean, I never had an issue with alcohol. Was never my issue. My issue was cocaine. My poisons of choice were cocaine and speed. But I do know, speaking, because both my parents were alcoholics, and my father was getting detox because he got pretty sick, and he had to detox. I have to say, it has to be done under medical. I think, and this is my opinion, by all means talk to your healthcare professional, but I believe that it needs to be medically supervised. Yeah. So Adam, yeah, I will give a check to your channel. I will, when I jump off the stream, I will definitely check out your channel, Adam. And, so yeah, I'm glad you came here. Here, we do try to do peer-to-peer support, like many of the mental health channels. People recovering from addiction, people who might be part of the neurodivergent. I learned that no addiction is better than another. It does. No, you're right, Adam. It's just that some of them, I think, no, none of them is worse or better. They're all bad. I think some of them, though, as far as withdrawal symptoms are concerned, I think some have worse than others when it comes to withdrawal symptoms. But no, one is no better than the other, and it's no worse than the other. I mean, obviously, addiction is a disease. It's chemical. It's a disease, and everybody has to go through recovery on their own time. And people have to make their choices with their healthcare professionals. Sorry about that. Speaking of addiction, look, I still smoke cigarettes. I cough because I don't smoke enough, and that's my little joke. And I shouldn't be making little jokes like that, but I do. Exactly, Adam. I think that people sometimes set themselves against others. There we go. Exactly, Adam. I think that people sometimes say, "Hey, Sheldon, good to see you. Good to see you." All right, Adam is new. Sheldon, Adam is new here. Say hello to Adam. Let's give him a Straight Talkin Fedorachic community welcome. Sheldon is my ex-partner, for those who don't know. Yes, please hit the like and the bell. Please do hit the thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up if you like this live stream. I'm going to be sticking around for a while. That is, if I don't cough up a lung sooner. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Yeah, Shell, we were talking about seasonal affective disorder. Yep. Oh, my neighbor's smoke alarm is going off again. My next door neighbor's. If you're hearing a long beep, that's my next door neighbor's smoke alarm. Unfortunately, there's not much I can do about that until they turn it off, which I hope is very shortly. Oh, that is so distracting. Yeah, Sheldon, we were talking about seasonal affective disorder, how fall is difficult. And we were also thinking, maybe also because the fall, most of the holidays are in the fall. For you, Sheldon, the Jewish holidays too are also in the fall, Rosh Hashanah and stuff. Yeah, Sheldon is a mobster. Sheldon is a mobster. You didn't know that. Sheldon, do you want to talk? You want to also talk about your? Do you want to talk about what you go through with seasonal affective disorder? We talked about sad lamps. We talked about holidays not helping the stressors. Everyone, check out About. You will love his channel. All right, thanks, Adam. So, Sheldon, do you want to? I've never heard of About until now. You will give me an offer you can't refuse? Ah, I see. Irish American. Cool. Cool. Well, I'm half Irish, Irish Canadian. The other half is Dutch. I will check him out, Adam. Definitely. Yeah. Sheldon, do you want to talk about your experience with seasonal affective disorder if I send you the StreamYard link? Do you want to come on? Do you want to jump on screen? All right. We'll wait and see if Sheldon answers. Maybe he'll jump on and talk about it. Maybe he won't. You do? Okay. Hold tight. Hold tight, dude. I'm going to put you on. Okay. All right, Shell. Do you see the link, Shell? It's right below. It's right in the chat. Do you see it? You're on your cell phone? You're not, are you? Oh. Do you want to try it anyway? We'll try it, see if it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. If it does, it does. It doesn't, it doesn't. Do you want to try and get on? The link, I already sent you the StreamYard link. Okay, it's in the chat. Okay, it's in the chat. All right, so while we wait for Sheldon to try to hop on, so onward, continuing on we go. So anyways, yeah, so you see, I get introduced to new channels. I love it that my community is growing here, over here at straighttalkinfedorachic. I really, really am enjoying that. I have found that since starting YouTube, you know, since being more regular on YouTube since last winter, I found that my world has been expanded a bit. So I find that helpful, you know, finding peers, people, you know, who you know, finding people who can relate and all that, you know. So I've, you know, at least I guess if I have to mention what I am thankful for today at Thanksgiving, it's my community that is growing here on YouTube. Because you are all awesome. You all rock. He doesn't, but we are hoping soon. Thank you, Hearts Love. Thank you. Okay, thank you for, yeah. He's very busy. Yeah, Sheldon, he is thinking about, right now he's too busy, Sheldon, that's right. He is thinking about getting a YouTube channel up and running, though. Sheldon is thinking about it. I hope he does. Could be interesting. Could be interesting. I'm not sure what he wants to discuss or what his niche is. But yeah, right now, these days, Sheldon is pretty busy. So I don't think we're going to see a YouTube channel from him soon, but he collabs here every so often. We might get him on here or not. I sent him the link. I don't know if he got it. Did it only nervous on my 5 first videos. LOL, not too bad. Oh, hey, I still get nervous doing a video. Yeah. Yeah, hey, I still get nervous doing a video, especially if I'm sitting in front of the camera and I'm pre-recording. Oh, yeah, great. That's great, Adam. So yeah, it's I still get nervous when I upload. I don't know, but I have been experimenting as well, just with the prepared uploads with voiceover videos, where you just hear my voice and I have a bunch of images and GIFs and clips and all that, you know, which is harder to edit, believe it or not. It is harder to edit because, you know, you got to place the voiceover, record the voiceover in its entirety, drop it into the timeline first, and then you got to kind of listen carefully and stop at every split second to drop your images or drop your clips, video clips or whatever, or whatever multimedia, you have to drop it at the exact spot. But yeah, I think visually my voiceover videos are better, Yeah. Yes, I have a lot of hats, so that's why we call them hat chats. That's what we call them. That's why we refer to my live streams as hat chats. And some of the recent carers have big glasses collapse. You're referring to the one last Thursday where we talked about autism spectrum with Sheldon and his friend Jeff. Yeah, it was kind of like I already have a pair of glasses that are unusual. I get a lot of trolls who say they hate my glasses. They think there's something out of a Tim Burton movie. Well, excuse me if I don't do anything traditional, Excuse me if I don't do anything traditional. Jeff had these glasses, they're horn rimmed and they were like bright royal blue. And they were cool. And he had a matching headset. I almost asked him if he bought the glasses at the same places, like if the headset and the glasses came as a set. Yeah, and Sheldon, of course, wears glasses. So yeah, it was kind of like the contest of the glasses, it was the glasses show. Oh, thank you, Hearts. I'm still trying to learn though. I'm still trying to learn certain tricks. Unfortunately, I'm using iMovie still, and iMovie doesn't permit many of the tricks that other editors like Filmora does. I would like to get Filmora, but I don't have the money for it right now. LOL, who would troll you? You have a good, unique style. Thank you, Adam. There are a lot of people who don't like unique, unfortunately. They don't like eccentric. They don't like unique, unfortunately. They like cookie cutter. Follow the crowd. Follow the trend. But I'll tell you something. I have started the hat trend with certain people, Certain people I have influenced into wearing hats. I have. Yeah, I guess Sheldon is not around anymore. Guess. Yeah, he did. Jeff looked sharp. Absolutely. Jeff looked super, super sharp. I curse a lot. People must be afraid to troll me. I know that's right. Yeah, I'm trying not to swear because apparently YouTube now frowns on that. YouTube frowns upon cursing and swearing on camera, whether you're live or an upload. So I'm trying as much as humanly possible to not swear, but I slip often because in my regular normal life, I swear like I breathe, okay? I can teach truckers how to swear under normal circumstances. But yeah, unfortunately, because YouTube frowns upon swearing, I'm trying to make... Yes, we did discuss embracing weirdness, and I think it should be embraced. I don't think it should be feared. And unfortunately, that's the problem. A lot of people fear eccentricity. They fear people who are different. And I guess that's why there's still a stigma, with people with mental illness. Because, people fear what they don't understand. And it's partly what I do here, It's partly what I do here on Straight Talkin Fedorachic. He's never signed in with his phone before. Yeah, I guess Sheldon is not able to jump on. I don't think he's home, honestly. Okay, I honestly don't think he's home. I don't care what they think. Real is right. Thank you, Adam. Thank you. I wish more people thought like you on that score. I really wish more people thought like you on that score. Yeah. Real is right. Real is best. And especially in a society that promotes fake. And I find as time goes on, it's so annoying. They promote fake more and more often, right? Yeah, I'm going to be starting a Patreon soon. I'm just trying to figure out what kind of tiers I want and what I can realistically commit to long term. Because this is obviously Patreon as it suggests. I would have sponsors who would be pledging monthly. And so I got to figure out the tiers. What can I realistically deliver consistently? Would it be longer, more detailed uploads once or twice a month? Maybe showing access to the scripts. I know a lot of YouTubers with Patreon accounts do that too. Do I start a Discord account and we have our own little hootenanny? We can do that too, I suppose. I do not have my own Discord server, but I am active on quite a few other people's Discord servers. Yeah, normal is boring, and that easy for me to say. Normal is boring. Embrace your different. Yeah, as we say in French, vive la différence. Vive la différence. Yeah, exactly. Leave your message. I may leave your message there, Jess, since we try not to have cussing in the chat too, but I agree. I'm different in a boring way, I guess. I doubt that you're boring, Adam. Somehow I doubt that you're boring. No. Trust me, I know boring. It's called living in Montreal. I live in a major urban center, okay, a city of over 2 million. And especially the English-speaking population, I find, are boring. They're too busy trying to conform to the frickin' norm, and they don't want anything all pleasant. Which brings me to that point I was mentioning, a woman that Sheldon used to know a long time ago. She would message me on Facebook, right? And she says, how are you doing? And I would say, no, I'm not doing okay. I'm not okay. This is not going to be okay for a long time, whatever the case of the situation might be. And you know what she does? She dismisses me as cray-cray. She dismisses me as crazy. And she says she can't deal with me. So it's like, okay, then why do you bother messaging me? If you're not interested or you can't handle it, why do you bother messaging me? And it's people with those kind of attitudes like that. They like to think they're doing good, but they're not, type of thing. I do prison visit experience. Oh, cool. I need a t-shirt with that French phrase if you can ever make merch. I do plan to make merch, but not now. I don't have the audience base or that's the client base for that. But yeah, I've already started I've already started examining Teespring, which is what most YouTubers are using to sell their merch. I find that Teespring takes a rather hefty cut, but it might be worth it because simply I don't have to keep inventory here in the apartment. I don't have to keep inventory. Teespring takes care of the printing, the merchandising, the shipping. They take care of the shipping, all of that. So it might be worth it to give them their cut. I'm all over. I will embrace your channel. Oh, thank you. You kind of know how to set up a Discord server? Oh, Rafe, that would be... You know what, Rafe? If I get to that point of setting up my own Discord server, if you're willing, I might hit you up for help because I'm not that tech savvy on doing that. I might hit you up. Yeah, I know you are. You are on with Driven Industries, Eric's Discord. I think that's where you and I met online, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, I just barely got a username on Discord. I only had it for a fortnight, but learned how to use it. I would love to see a Discord here. Yeah, okay. Okay. You would buy what, a t-shirt? Yeah, I gotta figure out how to design t-shirts. I'm still trying to figure out how to design a logo, to kind of brand Straight Talkin Fedorachic. Yeah, so yeah, merch I am planning to do. I will likely, despite the hefty cut that Teespring takes, I think it would be worth it simply because, like I said, I don't have to keep inventory here. I don't have to worry about inventory that's not moving. Teespring takes care of, the printing, the shipping, all of that. So I guess they would send me my cut. Many YouTubers have been doing business, selling their merch from Teespring for a long time. So I think they're on the up and up as far as an e-commerce can be. Yeah. I'll check it out. There is another option too. Okay, yeah. I love YouTube. Sure, it supports my subscriptions. Yeah, they do. Yeah. So I've got to come up because you got to do your own shirt designs, or you know, if you're selling cell phone covers or mugs, but it's mostly t-shirts or pillows or even leggings or socks. I got to come up with a logo, and I got to come up with a few designs because you provide your own designs with Teespring, and you upload your designs. And you select, you know, their merchandise. What do you want to sell? What do you want to print it on, and the colors and everything? So yeah, I think I'm going to be dealing, I think it'll be worth it because at the end of the day, especially I'm in Canada, and I think most who would purchase are from the United States. And so I'd be dealing with shipping costs to the United States, customs, all that. Teespring worries about all that, less of a headache or stress or hassle, you know. They can ship to the United States, they can ship overseas. Plus, since I'm in Canada, we're dealing with Canadian dollars, which is less than the euro, less than the sterling pound, and less, of course, than the US dollar. Yeah. Nobody has dissed me for my picture. Oh, cool. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Wraith. Yeah, so I will get in touch with you probably through Driven's Discord server to discuss it. Wraith, I would really appreciate any tech help you can offer me. That would be fabulous. You can help with any art background. We can ask friends of the channel. Great. That's great. That is awesome. You are all awesome. Okay, we'll stick to your other name on Discord. Wraith is Wraith is you want. Yeah. Sarah Kolb. Who's Sarah Kolb, Adam? Well, I don't know. You mentioned her name. I don't know if you want to tell us. Yeah. Yeah, so great. So yeah, I think I will start up a Discord. I will have a chat room specific probably for patrons of the tiers. I probably will promise a minimum of one upload per month, like a long video that are more of a personal nature, more of a story time. I still will put story times up at my channel, my YouTube channel, which you can access for free because not everybody can afford Patreon, and I totally get it. Many in my community I know are even worse off than I am financially, so I'm cognizant of it. It's just that it's more not only to support the channel or to make, you know, it's more like YouTube has been cracking down more on more. It's not just the swearing they're cracking down on. It's like they're cracking down on all kinds of words now, on all kinds of topics. And it's almost like they're practicing censorship. And that's one of the reasons why I would like to produce content on Patreon where I would have more freedom, you know? But I know how to secure it. My ex is in prison. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry about your ex, Adam. I'm sorry. But I know how to secure a server with verification, add other bots as things. Wraith, that is awesome. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, that would be awesome. That would be awesome. See, I have an awesome community. So like I said, you know, I guess if it's the one thing I am thankful for this Thanksgiving, it's for all of you guys. All of you, and those of you who support the channel, who are longtime friends, and those offering to help me start up a Discord server like Wraith Phoenix here. Yeah, that would be great. And yeah, and Hearts Love offering to help me out with some artwork. That's fabulous too. This is fabulous. I get help. Thanks. I appreciate it. I'm touched. Thanks. I really and truly appreciate that. Yeah, I think we lost Sheldon. I don't think he's going to be jumping on with me. I think we lost him. Oh, what a pity. That is sad. Steve is not going to come on tonight, and Sheldon's not coming on. Okay, we'll continue on our own, just ourselves. That's cool. Yeah, so we'll continue this on our own. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, Sheldon, there you are. You're having problems logging on? Do you need me to send you the Streamlart? Are you out of the house, Sheldon, or are you at home? Is that why are you on your phone because you're away from home? Okay. Because if you're at home, you can turn your computer on, unless you can't. I'll send you the StreamYard link again in the chat, okay, Shell? I'm going to send you the link again. Okay. All right. So Sheldon, I don't know if you can see it. Okay, there you go. All right. If you're at home, I don't know, you can maybe open your computer if it's not working with the phone. I'm not sure. Yeah. No, Sheldon will try, I'm sure. Oh, you just got home. Okay. Well, you're better off at home to jump on camera with me. Yeah. It's okay. It was a happy picture. Yeah. That is so cool. Okay, so we'll see if Sheldon hops on. We'll give it a few minutes. Meanwhile, once again, for those, meanwhile, for those of you just joining, here he is. Here's Sheldon. Hang on. Okay. No sound, Shell. We've got no sound. We see you, but no sound. Uh-oh. You're using, okay. Okay. I guess Sheldon is going to turn on his computer. Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to have to take a look at your channel, Adam. Okay, well, we wait for Sheldon to take care of his stuff. Does anybody have any questions? You can ask me anything you want. I'll have to take a look at your pictures wherever Heart's Love is looking at them. Yeah. So, yeah, if anybody has any questions, we can do a little Q&A. Yeah, it's not what it used to be. YouTube was better a few years ago. That's what I keep hearing, Fisherman, that YouTube was better. I don't think it was this censored, I don't know, for lack of a better term, as it is today. Like, not only can you not swear, there are words you can't even mention. You know, there are absolutely words you can't even mention on YouTube. There are topics you cannot talk about. There are some people I know, all they have to do is jump on a live stream and they're already demonetized, you know? Yeah, Sheldon had no sound. Yeah, I know. Oh, me no sound? Hearts? Who is refined? Can you hear me? Is my sound gone? Hang on. Hang on. Can you hear me? Am I having an audio issue here? Yeah, Heart's Love, when you were, I guess you were away when I said, yeah, turkey is served at Thanksgiving. Although Thanksgiving is not as big a deal in my province. I live in a province that is mostly French-speaking people. French is first language. And Thanksgiving is not a big deal in that with them. It's not really as traditional as it is with English-speaking folks. But yeah, turkey is served. Sometimes they do ham as well, or they do both. But I noticed that the traditional American Thanksgiving side dishes are not often seen in Canada, like that green bean casserole with the creamy mushroom soup. Okay. Do you all hear me? I don't know. Is the sound working? Please let me know with a thumbs up. Oh dear. Typing ASMR, anybody? Oh. Okay. Okay, good. Okay, I thought, okay. Sorry about that. The chat was a little behind. All right. Okay, well, we'll see if Sheldon turns his computer on and comes back on. We had this issue with Natasha. You remember my birthday stream? First time Natasha tried to come on, she used her phone and she couldn't, and we couldn't get a sound. Okay, I think Sheldon's on his computer. Hang on.
Hello, are you able to hear me now?
Ah, Sheldon!
Oh boy. Oh boy. Yeah, technology is good only when it works, because you know what? I tried on my cell phone. Then I tried on my Windows computer, but apparently my camera, for some reason, there's no camera on the computer or I can't get it connected. So I had to go to this computer. Then when I first went on, it didn't recognize my microphone, so I had to restart it. Now it's recognizing my microphone.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm on. How long this is going to last is anybody's guess. But I just got back from out of town.
Oh.
I was seeking the fall foliage in Magog, the Eastern Townships, and it was absolutely gorgeous. And we just went for a bite to eat with my girlfriend, and I just got home just a few minutes ago, and then I got your message about coming in and joining you. So,
all right, cool.
Yeah. How's everybody doing?
Leave a thumbs up. For Sheldon wants to know how you're all doing. Leave a thumbs up if you're all doing okay. Yeah. So anyways, yeah, I was talking about seasonal affective disorder, but not just because, I was asking not just because the cold weather is coming or the fact that we have so little daylight left, because it's dark and all that. Oh, Heart's Love is doing great. Awesome.
Excellent, Heart's Love. Great. That's good to hear.
Yeah. Awesome. So anyways.
And welcome aboard also, Adam. I hear that you're a new person in town, new kid in town.
Welcome aboard. In town. Yeah. He's a new person in town. Yeah. Absolutely. So yeah, we were talking about seasonal affective disorder, and since you go through it, what do you want to talk about it? Do you think the Jewish holidays, all the holidays, is that like a hindrance? Also, does that further sink you with seasonal affective disorder?
Not so much. I find it more when we have the time adjustment. It really affects me for at least about 4 days.
That's it? 4 days? Not
4 days to a week. Actually, 4 days is pretty quick.
Okay.
Usually it's about a week.
Yeah, because a lot of people, it's the whole time, like probably right through to the end of January or something.
Yeah, but it also depends. Like I remember when I was living with a friend of mine for a while, I remember there was one Saturday I got up and it was like I was so weak I could barely move. And it wasn't like I caught a cold or a virus. It was just one of those days that was so depressing, and it was gray, and it was raining, and it was windy, and it was like you would look out the window, and it was just awful.
I bet.
And I just didn't even. I barely was able to eat anything, and I have to eat something because of my diabetes.
Yeah, diabetes, yeah.
And I had to eat, but it was such a struggle.
Yeah,
I really can't even begin to tell you what that was like, but I find also, like, especially the first few days, it takes a lot of getting used to, especially with the time. And I think it was also, like when the days get better, like once you basically have to put the clocks ahead, which is Eastern daylight time, I should say, because we're going to go to Eastern Standard Time soon. But, when the days get longer, it's great because then you go out, you have longer daylights, you feel better, and the weather's better, it's milder, it's sunnier, it's brighter, it's warmer. But in the winter, it's been very tough. Like
especially, as we approach winter solstice, like from the early November when we flip the clocks back right through summer solstice, winter solstice, not summer solstice, pardon me, winter solstice. And through Christmas and New Year's and stuff, and early, like the first 3 weeks in January, it's like it's dark when you leave the house, especially if you go to work or you go to school or whatever. You leave the house, it's dark. Okay, and you leave the office, it's dark. You leave the office at 5 o'clock, it's dark. The only time you might see daylight is if you're near a window. If you work near a window. Or your lunch break and you step out,
Yeah, it's and I never used to be bothered by it before.
Right.
And I think it started bothering me when I started having my burnout. When I had that burnout, it really got to me because of the burnout of each day. Out of 24 hours a day, I was practically sleeping 22 to 23 hours a day.
Oh, wow.
So I think it was a combination of everything. And then after that, I never got over it. And I even find like there's certain days now, and we haven't turned the clocks back yet.
Yeah, I've been feeling it too.
And I've been really feeling it. Like the last couple of days, I've really been feeling it. Like it's not as bad as when we turn the clocks back, but I started feeling like I'm tired, and I would sleep well, and I would wake up and I was tired. And I didn't know why. And I would, like, let's say, take a walk. So when I would take a walk and it would be sunny, it would break it a bit. Then I'd come back and then I'd feel tired again. And it happened like for about 2 or 3 days. And it was really difficult. It was really difficult then. And I'm wondering if it's getting worse. I really don't know. I mean, like today I felt good because I was out in nature. I was out in the sunshine. My partner and I were walking around a lot in the mountainous areas of outside of Montreal for people that are not from here. And I walked around and I felt great. Like we felt great, and it was wonderful, and it was nice, very pleasant, not cold. I mean, you were dressed up for it and everything, and it was really nice.
Yeah, hang on for a second. I just want to refer to the chat. Hang on. I'm going to refer to the chat. Fisherman 1992 is asking you what's up.
What's up in terms of, well, I'm fine.
How you doing?
I'm fine. How are you?
Fisherman 1992. Yeah, he was asking.
Yeah.
And Heart's Love. Okay. Wraith Phoenix said, wow. Heart's Love. She says she appreciates how open and honest that you are with all of us, with your struggles. Her boyfriend is starting to open up more with her, but it lets him know that it's okay to share. He used to not.
Mm-hmm.
See, channels like ours are important. You know, Heart's Love just gave a great example of how important our channels are. She just explained that her boyfriend now feels a little more at ease with sharing.
No, it's an important thing. And, you know, because you never know, other people could give you some ideas. You could draw energy from other people. And I think this world is about people drawing energy from other people. And I would like to tend to think that I'd like to be more positive than negative. And I basically just said to myself, I'm coming to the point now that I want to be around positive people, not negative people. And I was around negative people in the past. And I'm slowly starting to say, I'm sorry, but I can't. And it's not a question of any kind of mental illness or anything. I'm just saying that as a very general statement, that even people that are very, that everything is okay with them, but they're always negative. And right now I'm at a point in my life, like, personally, I'm very, very happy with my life. I have good friends. I have you as a good friend. I have wonderful kids. I have a loving partner and everything. It's professionally that I've really been going through a lot of terrible, terrible struggles. Mm-hmm. And I'm faced with a lot of difficult situations and possibly very big decisions that are going to be coming up, which I hope I don't have to make. And I'm trying to draw as much energy as possible through positive means for me to gain the strength for be able to continue my quest in trying to get things back on a professional level the way I want it to be. Right. So it's been a very this is why when I opened up in terms of a video that my friend Jeff and I made with you.
Yeah, last Thursday. Yeah.
Yeah, about autism and the struggling with autism. And the thing is that even though
Heart's Love mentioned that she enjoyed our glasses show. Our eyeglasses, the show of eyeglasses.
Yeah. Well, the eyeglasses,
bright blue glasses with his matching headset.
Yeah. I do have a blue pair of glasses, which I'm wearing right now. I don't think you can really notice.
They look kind of black from here.
Yeah, but they are blue. These were one of the blue ones that you and I picked actually when we went to the. Yeah. And I was wearing another pair before, but Jeff had these Elton John type of glasses.
They were cool.
Yeah, I kept wanting to call him Captain Fantastic of the Brown-Deer Cowboy, which was actually a name of
There's something out of a Tim Burton movie, or they either say they're X-Men or they're out of a Tim Burton movie. Just hang on a second. I've been bragging. Oh, thank you, Heart's Love.
Thanks, Heart's Love. I appreciate that. And you know what? It was like, anything, like I've been through a lot of difficult struggles. Now I'm on a different struggle, not necessarily about autism, but a lot to do with the combating of age and discrimination in the workplace. And I've been, as you could well attest of what my conversations have been with you, Straight Talkin Fedorachic, that it's been a very tough struggle.
Yeah.
And I really, I'm very, very, because I used to be a very optimistic person, and now I'm very cautious. I'm no longer as optimistic on a professional level anymore because I see where everything is going. And I'm really trying to see best way I could be able to effectively combat it. I have a couple of things in the works right now, which I cannot mention. But I'm trying to see if that'll open up some possibilities with me. But I have mentioned it to you off air. And I actually got a call from somebody from our federal government on Saturday.
Oh, yeah. You mentioned that.
So I can't mention anything more than what I'm mentioning now, but I have to place a call on Tuesday to another body of the government. And so the thing is, it's like I said, it's been a big struggle when it came to a job. And the thing was, I was supposed to go for another job, and I was supposed to get called in. I never got called in. I'm switching not employment agencies, but the worker, because my worker only works like 3 days a week, which is no good. And I need somebody working 5 days a week, because theoretically I've been out of work for almost 6 years, and it's been very, very depressing. And there are days I really just almost feel like I can't go on anymore. And it's like I keep trying to struggle with a lot of things on a professional level, and it's been very, very tough. And there's a lot of people that I really thought I could depend on, and unfortunately I've been disappointed after disappointment after disappointment after disappointment. And it's I'm basically just want to disassociate myself from a lot of people who have disappointed me, and a lot of people that have given me or made me feel that there was negative energy. And there's just no more room for negative energy or people like that are pulling me under anymore. So I'm basically just saying to people, like I would say to anybody, even in the chat room, or anybody that will watch this video later on, is that best thing I can say is keep the people close to you that give you a positive purpose in life. As you would say at the end of each video, CK, help one another, be good to one another. I really think that a lot of people, in short, in a very general statement, a lot of people forgot where they came from. It's like they were brought up with very good parents, very good, solid upbringing, great families, and then they get into a fantastic situation whereby they either get into a great business or they get into a great job, great opportunities, and all of a sudden it's like they're too good for anybody else.
Oh my goodness.
And I say to people
I see that too a lot of the time. I think that's a part of a struggle for me. I mean, this is the thing. People come to me only when they're in trouble. I'm like the fireman. I can get you out of a jam pretty much, or at least point you in the direction where I can get you out of a jam. Or they just need us, when things are bad, they gravitate towards me. But once things are great and happy, dandy, go lucky, joy, they abandon me.
Well, it used to happen too that, and my father went through the same thing, that he used to have friends when he was successful.
Wraith Phoenix has a comment for you. Wraith Phoenix says she agrees with you. She tries to cut the toxic things out of her life too.
Yeah, great philosophy, Wraith, because I think that's really important, because there's only so much for each day. Like, you get up in the morning, you try to embrace the day as best as you can. At least that's what I try to do.
Right.
And people, like, let's say they call me whatever and they want to joke around and whatever, I'll always have time for them. I'll always have, That's the thing that gives me the energy to go on. And I take that, and I take my strength, and I take all of my energy and try to make each day count as much as I possibly can.
Yeah.
And that the thing that I want to get rid of, the people that have been very toxic in my life, is because they basically take the candle that I have and they basically extinguish the candle.
Ugh.
And I don't want that anymore.
No, I totally get that too, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, there is a discussion going on in the chat. You know, they're discussing, you know, some people like Wraith Phoenix, she has difficulty opening up, and that's fine. Over here at Straight Talkin Fedorachic, there are no wrong answers. There are no wrong ways of coping. And this is what I try to promote here, whether it's recovering from an addiction or dealing with mental illness, or if you're part of the neurodivergent, there are no right or wrong ways. Everybody is different. You know, you're all awesome. You know, some here have expressed that it's difficult to open up. Some says they're getting better at it. And, you know, so there are no, you know, just to let you know, there are no wrong answers. Everybody works and operates at their own pace. And that's what we encourage here, you know, that's what we encourage here. I also thought I should let you know, Shell, Wraith Phoenix has offered to help me start my own Discord server.
Oh, excellent.
She's more technically savvy than I am.
Oh, great, Wraith. That's fantastic. Thank you very much. That's wonderful.
And Heart's Love has offered to help me with some artwork.
Thank you, Heart's Love. Great people in this chat room, and great. That's what I like, you know, as they say, what the world needs now, love, sweet love, to help out, you know, to help out people. And this is what people forget. You know, like when people get these jobs or these opportunities, it's always in the case of one person that they know and one person's giving them the shot. And once they get the shot, they forget about other people when they were in that position, and how quickly they forgot. And that's the thing that really disappoints and really upset me a lot in my last 6 years. And I really want to open up a lot of people's minds. And if I do that, I feel that, yeah, I'm getting the word across, and that's what I want to do. And the thing is, like you said, everybody has their own individuality of the way things, you handle situations. Reach out to your friends, reach out if you could, if you can confide in your own family, a significant other, boyfriend, girlfriend, you know, whatever, whoever, as long as at the end of the day, you draw your energies to be able to move on and to be able to, you know, get that extra oomph and that extra bit of zeal. And I think that that's really the most important advice I can give anybody. And this, you know, the same thing when it comes to seasonal affective disorders. Try to reach out to the positive people to give you that spark on your candle. Best thing, what I would suggest is go out, take a walk, go out, treat yourself to a coffee, treat yourself to a meal, get together with a couple of people, get together with family if you can. Reach out to other people, because in one way or the other, they've been in that same situation.
But sometimes that's easier said than done.
Yeah, no, it's definitely easier.
You know that I have an issue. Like people, they come to me when they need me to get them out of a jam or whatever, and I'm going to continue to help because it's in my nature to do so. I will always continue to help out. But what I don't like is the fact that I get abandoned. I get abandoned when things are going good in their life. It's like you lose your shine. Bye-bye. I'm popular now, or I'm doing happy dance. That's my problem, you know? And that's why I always add at the end of my videos, you know, please look in on that somebody. Because, you know, one day it could be you who's the vulnerable one, you know?
Mm-hmm. And we're coming up to holidays now. We're coming up to Christmas and New Year's, which in many cases is probably one of the loneliest times of the year.
Yeah, it is.
And
which is why I wanted to ask you if you found that maybe the holidays add to the seasonal affective disorder as a reason.
I think so in a way, but I guess for each person it depends, because especially if you know you're going to be alone, yeah, very much so, because it gives you this stigma that, oh my God, Christmas is coming up. or Hanukkah's coming up, or New Year's is coming up. Oh my God, I'm going to be alone again. Like, what am I going to do? And, you know, some people don't have cable. So some people, you know, they go to bed early. Some people, like, they just curl up in a ball. They don't know what to do next. And it's like they just try to forget about that night, and they just figure the next day.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that the biggest, you know, and I think also that, I remember where I've worked on New Year's Eve, and I worked on Christmas Eve.
So have I.
And,
And so have I.
yeah, and it's, you know, yeah, you might be busy in your job, but it's still, you feel like you're the only one in the planet that's working.
You know what? But because I was always alone during those years of the holidays, that I always volunteered to work at Christmas. Like, I always volunteered to work at Christmas.
Yeah.
Because I figured, you know, as much as, yeah, I could use the time off from the office and the stress, but at the same time, it's better than being home alone on the holidays. At least, you know, I can say, okay, I'm not some societal reject. I have to work. I have a job that's like the hospital that is 7 days, you know, 7 days. So at least, you know, I can figure, I can rationalize that for myself.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I always volunteered to work on Christmas, you know, and of course working double time and a half doesn't hurt, but yeah, God, hang on a second. Oh, Wraith Fiend. Okay, Adam, I'm sorry to hear that you don't have any friends. Well, I'd like you to consider us to be your friends. I know we're only online and stuff, but feel free to refer to us as your friends if you wish. Adam, if you're interested, there is a mental health peer-to-peer support in Driven Industries Discord server. If anybody's interested in that, if you're interested in that, Adam, Wraith Phoenix can probably send you a link if she's inclined. I know that they've helped me a great deal. Okay, Hearts Love says she overanalyzes things. Critical thinking helps. Same, I was better too, but then last month something happened. I was back to square one. I'm sorry to hear that, Wraith Phoenix. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to hear that.
So am I.
Yeah, she said last month something happened and it's back to square one. I'm sorry to hear that. I
hope things get back to normal, or hope things get better for you.
Yeah. Exactly. You know, Wraith Phoenix, like Hearts Love, is a great friend of this channel too. So is a great friend and a supporter of this channel too. So we, you know, it's like, earlier I was thinking, you know, back to Thanksgiving, it's like, I have nothing to be thankful for. You know, I'm all alone. I don't have anybody, don't have much of a family. And it was sad, you know, all day, you know. I mean, I know I'm vegan and I don't eat turkey, but, you know, there are things you can veganize, you know, for Thanksgiving. But, you know, I missed the large dinner. But you know what? When I jumped on my live stream, you know, tonight, I got to say, I'm thankful for my little community that I've built with my YouTube channel. I'm thankful for that, my little community. It did expand my world. Because it's funny, you know, we live in a city. I was saying earlier in this live stream before you came on that we live in a city of 2 million people. Yeah, it's one of the loneliest freaking cities if you're not under the age of 35. You got to be under the age of 35 pretty much.
Yeah, well, now the population is almost 4 million people in the city. And I can tell you that, yeah, it's a very interesting market for a lot of reasons. And I know what you've been going through, and a friend of mine was going through the same thing. She now has, for what I remember, she's now seeing somebody. But she said the same thing you said, and you two don't know each other, that this city
we've never met.
A very lonely city.
Yeah, it is. It is a very lonely city. I've expanded my world with this. I mean, I you know, my videos, okay, my views could do, the views could do a bit better, but my subscriber count grew a bit over the past few days. And, you know, I'm thankful for the little community I have found here on YouTube. You know, I am, you know, people who I can relate to and who can relate to me. And I'm glad you know, and I'd like to, you know, I'm glad you're part of this community too, you know. Yeah, it's Okay. So anyways, it's like, yeah, we can all help one another, Adam. And that's what channels like, that's what like Discord, like Eric Driven Industries Discord server is there for that. Thanks, Wraith Phoenix, for providing the link to Driven's Discord server. Yeah, feel free, if those of you who are already not members, feel free to join. Eric would love to have you all. It is peer-to-peer support. It is peer-to-peer support. And I found that the group in that Discord has been particularly helpful. So yeah, and yeah, I'm going to be starting my own Discord server too. It's going to be similar in nature. It's not to compete with Eric. It's just to, it's not to compete with Eric. And I still plan to be active in that Discord. I'm planning to have my own Discord server for a few reasons. And Wraith Phoenix is going to help. Has offered to help out. So.
Cool. Thank you very much, Wraith. That's wonderful. Glad that everybody is helping one another out, and that's great.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So yeah, that's what I was saying. It's like I had absolutely nothing to be thankful for this Thanksgiving. And I was gonna get on and talk about why gratitude lists or the whole thing. The tradition of going around the table saying what you're grateful for could be more harmful than good for somebody like myself.
Well, I hope nobody's going to ask me that because
no one is that, but it's
no, I'm saying the people that usually would ask me.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously I'll say the good things, like personally there's good things. But professionally there's been very bad things, and I would really slam the people and say, because I'm a very honest person, and I'll call a spade, and if I say that's, this stinks or this is bad, I'm going to tell them it's bad, and if they tell me don't say it, I'm going to say, well, I am going to say it, and I really don't care what you feel because you are in your own bubble of not having to worry about where your next meal is going to come from, or because I'm surrounded by people, unfortunately, and they say, well, I'm traveling here, I'm traveling there, I'm buying this car here, I'm buying this car. And I'm getting to the point that I'm saying, you know what? I'm really fed up. You guys aren't helping me, and I'm really going to disassociate myself with these particular people within the next few years.
Okay.
And I'm only doing it because of a couple of people right now.
Yeah.
But after that, I really don't feel like really associating, because I really feel that I'm not treated like the other people, and and I really feel that I don't have a place there, and I'd rather be alone than to be with them, because at least if I'm with them, or when I'm alone, or when I'm, let's say, with my partner or other people, then then that's fine, because everybody's natural, everybody's down to earth.
Right.
The other people I don't see often. I see only a couple of times a year.
Okay.
And that's and I'm it's getting to the point that I find it's artificial.
Mm-hmm.
And I really, I'm doing it just to satisfy some people now, but after, in the next few years, when it's the situation is not going to materialize anymore, I'm really going to basically break off with them, because there's really, it's a very toxic for me right now. They know what I've been going through, and they only reached out maybe once, but they never bothered helping me with anything. And they know my situation, and they're too busy in their own lives. And I really don't want to associate with people that really just don't care about anybody except for themselves, and they really don't see past the end of their noses.
I agree with that. And I think
that's basically it. That's how I feel.
Yeah, and it's true of much of society, particularly in Montreal. I mean, I've said this before. The only reason I'm still in Montreal is because I'm basically stuck here, because I live in a rent-controlled apartment, and it's all I can afford to live in. I can't afford really to move anywhere else and live alone. Not that I want to live alone, but I don't do well with roommates usually. I would like to have a life partner, but that ain't happening. So I have to go with the reality that I have to live alone, and I'm paying all the bills alone. And this is the only place I can afford to live in. So that's why. Cindy, thank you. We have a new person addition to the chat. Cindy.
Hey, Cindy, welcome aboard.
Cindy, thank you for the Thanksgiving wishes. But yeah, so I'm not going to talk about tonight, because I just, it hit me that I'm thankful for my community that I've built here on my YouTube channel, on my YouTube channel. But I do plan to do a video down the road, and I think it's appropriate to do it now with Christmas coming and all that. And the American Thanksgiving is still yet to happen. That I'm going, because I think, and I have read some studies and some research that pressuring people to go around the table to say what they're grateful for or whatever. I remember I was at a Thanksgiving table a few years ago, and they didn't ask us to go around to say what we're grateful for, but they asked us to say why we're lucky to be in Canada. And I still felt like on the hot seat, because in an ideal world, I wouldn't be living in fucking Canada anymore. I'd be moving to Ireland. Okay, I want to move to Ireland or somewhere in Northern Europe,
Oh, I wouldn't want to stay here. I wouldn't want to stay in this province, and I wouldn't want to stay in this country. I hate it here.
I hate it here too.
I hate it here. I hate it here because of the place in Canada where I'm living, and it's also really impeded me about getting a lot of jobs. And I'm very angry with the political situation here, which I don't want to get into.
No.
And but you understand why I'm angry about that. I'm angry about this country. This country has done nothing for me, and I had to pay back money for the government when I was making a very small amount of money last year. I had to pay back the government. I'm lower middle class. And I'm furious with that. I was not able to get EI, employment assistance, after working 25 years paying into a system and not be able to get a single solitary dime on that. So the government had me both ways, and then I had to owe them money. And I really don't like it here. I find that Canada has gone so far down, even though they say that it's one of the top countries to live in the world.
Yeah, I don't believe that either.
Maybe people coming from other countries that are obviously way
third world country.
Yeah. Then this place is a gold mine, but
place, yes, is paradise.
In Canada, United States, there's no such thing as a Canadian or American dream. It's only for the rich.
Yeah.
Because of people that are trying to struggle in the United States, in Canada, they don't pay well at all. And the thing is that U.S. healthcare has always been very questionable at best, because their Medicare system,
have universal healthcare like in Canada.
And our Canadian healthcare system has been suffering and has been slash, and our waiting lists are long for hospitals. And the Canadian Medicare system, which used to be one of the envy countries in the world, has completely gone downhill.
Well, I was talking about in my first live stream, the one I did before with you and Jeff, because if you remember, I did 2 live streams last Thursday. The one I did for World Mental Health Day, I was talking about how, we're in the throes of an election campaign here in Canada, and none of the politicians are talking about access to services for mental health care.
No.
I'm talking about that. There is no talk from any of the candidates. What are they going to do to help access to mental health care? And I'm sorry, I'm beyond the things like gays. I'm beyond things like, little avatars and little memes, it's like, we need services. The United States suffers from a lack of services. I heard from somebody in the UK that the NHS does not offer much in the way of mental health care. And we don't have mental health care access here either,
Mm-hmm.
Not that many services either for those, it's just not that many services offered, and nobody's talking about that, And I was talking, nobody's talking about that.
The thing is too, also the dental care, I just got a call on Friday about me coming in for a checkup, and I'm going to see what I'm going to go in for the checkup, but if they're seeing anything else wrong, I won't be able to afford it.
No, No.
like because it's just too expensive. A crown that I had when I was under insurance was over $1,000, and I had to get 2 crowns, not on the same time, but over a span
Yeah.
of about 4 or 5 months. And if I didn't have the insurance, I would have been in a lot of trouble. And now I don't have insurance because I can't afford insurance because I don't have a job. And the government, should be free dental care for everybody because it's vital.
Yeah, and I did a video about dental care and mental health care and how they're intertwined. It's called Dental Mental Health. That's also on my channel somewhere. It's a thumbnail with a little brain and a little teeth, there. It's a weird looking thumbnail, but anyways. Oh yes, G-Man 5338. I think I've heard of him, Adam. That's the veteran and retired police officer, right? If I'm not mistaken. G-Man 5338. Yeah, and he has PTSD. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, hang on. Just let me see. The only politician. Fisherman is here. Only politician I heard say anything about mental health care is Ontario NDP. And Doug Ford is far from being NDP. Yeah, Fisherman lives in Ontario. So yeah, he's living in Fordzilla.
Yeah, Doug Ford is in a class by himself.
Oh yeah.
And I'm just going to leave it at that.
Yeah, we'll leave it at that because we don't really talk about politics here at Straight Talkin.
I don't blame you because I wouldn't want to talk about politics either.
It's funny. I was a political blogger and I still will spar about politics, but I don't really I mention politics. I did a political video on this channel. It was just talking about how Doug Ford's and the Ontario Conservative government's attitude towards the mentally ill. And I don't really want to discuss politics. I prefer to discuss social issues here.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah,
but I mean,
sometimes unfortunately social issues is politically tied, but that's pretty much we'll keep it like that. But but I'm just saying, and I'm going to be going in a couple of minutes, but I think the seasonal affective disorder affects a lot of people more than probably people are even aware of. And it's not like you go to the hospital, you go to the ER and say, I have a problem with seasonal affective disorder. And I think, some people buy these like mood lights or something like that. My son used to have a terrible problem.
A sat lamp.
Yeah. My son used to have a terrible, one of my sons had a terrible problem with seasonal affective disorder. And I remember he had to get the lights, and I remember it was really, really bothering him. And it was like I was so helpless. Because I really didn't know what to do. And every person is different. Every person reacts differently. Every person, this is why when people help out each other, and this is why it's good when you have a channel like the one that you have, CK, is that everybody has different ways of doing things. There's no right answer. There's no wrong answer. I'm not going to say to a person, you're wrong about what you're doing. The rule of thumb, I would say, if it helps you, and if it helps you get over the hurdle, and if it helps you be a better person, and it helps you get strength and positive energy, that's the most important thing. It's not so much what you do, as long as it works for you. If it works for you, as long as you're not breaking any laws or anything like that, then of course, then do what you need to do to get better, because that's what we're all here for in this channel. I know they're saying, I see what Heart's Love is saying, that a lot of people are so-called fixers. So I almost tend to believe that there's no such thing, because this is something that's what they call an individuality situation, because it affects, each person gets affected differently. It's not like you have a flu where when people get sick, you whatever. But in a case like this, where mental health is very, everybody has individual problems. And the same, if you go to a psychiatrist and they give you different medications, chances are you're going to have 10 people being with the same or very similar issues, but there's going to be many different medications. There won't be one medication, not one fixes all.
No.
So that's, I say to people, everybody has, as I once said when we were discussing about autism, I said, everybody's got their own strengths and own individualities and their own traits.
Absolutely.
Use them, reach out. If you can't reach out, if you don't have a lot of friends, try to join a group, try to join some kind of a self-help, try to do something that you don't feel that you're alone.
Yeah.
And reach out to other people. Like, if you belong to a church, maybe reach out to a church group or a synagogue group, some kind of a social group.
Yeah, that's not to say, I mean, that's good for some, I mean, me personally, I'm agnostic, so religion is one thing.
Well, everything is, everything it's individuality. You have to find what you feel you're comfortable in.
Yeah.
So if not comfortable reaching out to a religious group, maybe somebody has friends, they could introduce you. You could share the light. Like, all you need is a couple of people to be really down earth and really nice people. And I think you'll be away to the races. The worst thing you could possibly do is being by yourself, is really feel that you have nobody to go to. And I think that concerns me as an individual. And that concerns, I'm sure, a lot of people that might know a person like that. And to quote what you would say at the end, to reach out to these people, take them out for a coffee, get together with them. It doesn't have to be an extravagant, 5-course meal. Just get together for a cup of coffee somewhere. If it's a nice day, get together at a park bench, sit at a picnic table, let the fresh air, the sunshine, the singing of the birds, other voices in the background, so you don't feel that you are alone in this world, because that's the worst thing to ever feel, is alone.
Yeah.
So whatever works for you. If a church thing doesn't work or a synagogue thing doesn't work, there's other things that'll work. Try to join a group, maybe have something in common. If you, like, for example, if you like something in computers, if you have some kind of a profession that you could share that insight, because relationships grow in leaps and bounds in different areas.
Mm-hmm.
So if you find something, a common interest, if you get a common denominator on something, if you like to see plays, if you like musical groups, try to join something.
Yeah, Hartzlove has said yoga has helped her.
Yeah.
Hartzlove said yoga has helped her.
Yeah, yoga's always been a very good meditational thing because it clears your mind. I mean, I did it for a couple of weeks, a couple of years ago with my partner, and I was amazed on how much it cleared my head. And I wasn't really into yoga. I haven't done it in a while, and hopefully I'll be able to do it maybe once time permits for both my partner and I to be able to go out and do it, and just to get a little bit of, a refresher course in to clear your mind. And to do maybe some meditation or listen to some kind of music to just kind of get me in a certain zone. And I find that when I'm with let's say my partner, or when I'm with some friends, I find all the negativity around me just completely, I zone out. And that's a good thing. So if you could get into that type of a zone, that you could zone out all the bad things, even if it's for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours a day, whatever, it'll give you some kind of a reprieve. It'll strengthen and clear your mind, and it'll strengthen you out both internally and externally, physically and mentally.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you there. It's the same thing with addiction recovery,
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people find 12-step meetings very helpful. And Narcotics Anonymous, Alcoholics Anonymous, they find it helpful. I personally do not.
I would just say to people,
but other people do, and I'm not going to. I mean, far be it for me to discourage them from going to a meeting. I find if they say meetings help them, then I, by all means, go to a meeting.
I would say to anybody out there, find your comfort zone, find your meaning, find something that's going to make that you're comfortable with, and whatever that is, and you grab onto it, and really seize that opportunity.
Absolutely. Cindy just said, Unfortunately, many of us do feel alone even when we're with groups. Yeah, that's happened to me. Does that happen to you? This is Cindy's comment.
Yeah, and I also see too that when Cindy was saying that, when you're depressed, it causes you to be isolated. Yeah, it does, because also you're afraid. When you're depressed, you also feel very, very more vulnerable, more sensitive, and you're trying to get into your own zone that you could seek out your own peace.
Yeah.
And if you're able to find that peace and feel better, that's great. But it's not necessarily always a long-term solution. It could be a short-term solution just for you to draw strength, because sometimes people just need to be on their own for a few minutes and to clear your heads, and even if to go outside in the balcony and get a little bit of fresh air, take a walk and whatever. And I, whatever, like, again, it's whatever that you're comfortable with and is going to make you a better person and be able to deal with problems more effectively. I'm never going to say no, and I'm never going to say that's a wrong thing to do. But I could understand, like, look, I got criticized by someone the other day, and I basically said, I'm not calling this person for at least a few days. Because I'm at a point now that, like I said, I try to shrug away a lot of the negative things, and because I know the person's not always negative to me all the time. But when this person does get into that situation, I basically just hang up the phone and I'm going to say, I'm not dealing with this now.
Fisherman said that he is a member, he or she, Fisherman. I'm assuming Fisherman's a guy. Okay. Correct me if I'm wrong. I apologize. Yeah, Fisherman said that their local archery club helps them get out of their shell.
Well, that's good.
Fisherman.
Because you found a common ground, something with archery. That's what I said. Find something, a sport, entertainment, a social cause of some kind. Anything that you could touch base, that you could find a common denominator, then it's the art of discussion.
Yeah,
it's the art of discussion. Once you can start talking, you're not talking by yourself. You're talking with somebody and you're getting some interesting points. And at that point, you draw energy of something that you have something in common with, a person that you have something in common with. So you're right away, you're not alone. You're talking to a person or chatting with a person, and you feel like there's a sense of belonging, because that's what it's all about, to have a sense of belonging and to become a part of a family of some kind. Maybe your YouTube channel, CK, maybe whatever, some kind of a social group. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, Heart's Love, I agree. Cindy is awesome with helping with others. Yep, I agree with that too.
Well, all of you people are awesome. Yeah, you all have a great heart. I see the purity in all of you, and I think that's fantastic. And it's a great channel and a great people in the channel to help grow and to be able to help one another.
Okay. Oh, thank you, Fisherman. I was afraid I got the gender wrong. I called him. I assumed it was a him, but he's a him. He just confirmed to me. Thank you, Fisherman, for confirming that. I didn't want to offend anybody. Okay. All's well that ends well. I was afraid I got his gender wrong. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but no, he confirmed to me. No, I got it right. Okay. Yeah. And so, it's a... Oh, Cindy, you're more than welcome, and always feel free to drop by my live streams. I'm also going to be planning on starting a Discord server soon to match with this channel, and other things we talked about. Yeah, we covered a lot of ground tonight.
Well, you're certainly welcome, Heart's Love. It's a pleasure, and like I said, all you guys in the chat room, you have a tremendous heart, and you are terrific people, and I could see that you are all genuine. So being genuine is a very refreshing time that I see in my life, and it's very few people that they are. So
yes, Heart's Love. If you can pass the link in the chat, that would be great for Gary. Just a quick word, Gary over at Bipolar Corner. He has talked about this on his own channel. His dog Harley is quite sick, and right now he and his fiance are trying to raise funds to get their dog well again. The dog Harley is more than a pet and a family member to Gary. Harley is also classified an emotional support animal, which is basically a service dog.
Mm-hmm.
For Gary. So this dog, so Harley is very important for Gary to help him through life. And so anybody, thank you, Hearts Love. So there is a GoFundMe. If you're interested in donating to Gary's GoFundMe to help him and his dog, to help his dog Harley get better, the link is there. Please don't feel pressured. I can't afford to donate either, but so this is my way of helping in my own tiny way. The link for the GoFundMe is also in the description box below this video. So yeah, so if you're interested in helping Gary, like I said, again, I repeat, Harley is more than a pet or a family member. Harley is an emotional support animal. Thank you, Larts Love. Yes, Bipolar Corner also has a mental health channel, much bigger than mine is. If you're interested in go checking him out, he talks about his life and his own experiences. It's yeah, so go check him out if you're interested as well. Yeah. Yeah, Cindy, you and me both. I hope Harley gets better soon too. Sorry, Shell, I did promise I was going.
No, of course.
You know, it's to help. At least I can't afford to donate anything right now. I can barely afford groceries right now.
You and me both.
Oh, yeah, exactly. But I thought if I can share the link in this live stream, it would be my own small way of trying to help out. Maybe somebody else can, you know, if they want, if they can, that would be great.
I'm always for people helping other people. So
yeah, this is also what I do. You know, this channel is people helping people. This is what I believe in as well. You know, people helping people, peer-to-peer support.
Yeah.
You know, so and Gary's channel does that too. Bipolar Corner. So yeah, we're gonna give a hand. So you know, if you can, you can. If you can't, you know, it happens. It's understandable. You know, most in my community are even financially even less off than I am. So I totally get that too. But those who can, and if they want to help him, the link is in the description box, and also, yeah. Oh, thank you for leaving my PayPal link as well. That's yeah. Thank you, Hearts Love. Oh, thanks, Cindy. No, it's no problem. We have to. We're there. We have to help each other. You know, I mean, who's going to help us otherwise? You know, if we don't help each other, right? So yeah. So, anyways, again, Hearts. Again, the link is in the description box. The same goes for my PayPal. If you wish to support the stream, support my channel. Only if you want to. I will always continue providing content free of charge because I enjoy doing so. Only if you want to. It's just this channel is not monetized. So yeah.
Oh, you're welcome, Hearts Love. There's no problem at all. Like I said, I'm always for people helping people. So it's a privilege and it's an honor. So there's no problem at all, Hearts Love. It's a pleasure. Anyway, I'm going to be going now because I'm jumping
on. Thank you for jumping on.
It's always a pleasure. Sorry about the technology problem, but I had to restart my computer. But everything is now kosher, so that's good.
I think it's a problem with StreamYard and cell phones because I remember at my birthday stream, the first time we tried to get Natasha on,
yeah.
She was on her cell phone. There was no sound, nothing coming out of her phone. She went home, got on her tablet. The sound was fine. The sound.
It said it was in its experimental stage that I saw, so maybe eventually we'll get on and hopefully.
What are you talking about? You're talking about StreamYard.
Yeah, StreamYard.
Yeah.
I got on it, so it said, and then when I wanted to test out my microphone, it didn't work. And anyway, so. And the other computer, for some reason, the camera is not connected. I don't know what the heck to do. So I'm going to have to try to see what I could do on that. So this is my main computer, which I'm on now. It's the only way I could be able to do it.
Yeah. So, that's fine too.
So so take care, everyone. Have a wonderful rest of the evening. And you too, CK. And always remember to help out each other. And like I said, it's always a pleasure to listen to some very uplifting messages and for people to help out and give whatever contact information to be able to send any donations, any support, any kind of feedback. it's very, very important. And I think that that's, we need channels like this to be able to, to really change a lot of the YouTube community to helping a lot of people.
Well, not just the YouTube community, anybody and everybody, really, you know.
I always say to everyone, everybody should learn to help their fellow man. If it's not money, it's a shoulder to cry on,
Yeah, exactly.
a hand to hold, a hug, a coffee, sitting down somewhere, inviting somebody over to the house. Doesn't have to be extraordinary, doesn't have to be extravagant, but just showing that you're there and showing that the way you were raised up, knowing where you came from, you take those values that you were brought up with your parents and you transfer, you pay it forward.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. And people have to remember where they came from, and people have to remember that just because you got ahead, you could easily fall behind again, and you could be right back to where you were. Or if you do stay ahead, there's other people that might have fallen on hard times through no fault of their own. I appeal to each and every one of you that's listening or watching this video to remember where you came from. And age is not a factor to discriminate against people. It's people want to work. People don't want to be on social programs if they can work. If they can't, that's another story. And I will never look down to people who are unable to work because of mental or physical.
Cindy's leaving the chat. Hang on. Cindy, have a great night, and thank you so much for stopping by. Yes, the live stream is with every live stream. I keep them all up in case people missed it or they dropped in late or they have to drop out early. So, Cindy, you have a great night. You too, Fisherman. Have a great night. You too. Sorry, I wanted to.
Yeah, no problem. So that's all I basically wanted to say. So just remember that, people, that you were in a lucky situation. I'm asking you to extend your hand to other people and remember where you came from, because not forgetting where you came from, you're creating a very difficult world.
Yeah, it's true. Absolutely.
And I'm suggesting that's not the way you were raised up. And that's not the way, when you go to a church or a synagogue, that's not the way a priest, a father, a rabbi, that's not what they tell their congregations. They tell it to help people. They tell it to support people. They tell it to reach out to people. And people have to remember that. You don't have to be religious. It's just us. It's just a wonderful thing to do. And there's nothing like getting a smile on a person's face.
Yeah, absolutely.
And appreciation, because that is better than any money and better than anything else. Absolutely. So take care, everyone, and stay safe. Have a healthy and happy Thanksgiving to everyone. Be healthy, be happy, and don't feel like you're ever alone. And I wish each and every one of you all the very best. And we'll see you soon in future videos.
He'll be back. He'll be back jumping on with me.
Okay. Take care, everyone.
Take care. Bye.
Okay, bye.
Well, it's back to yours truly, back on her own. Yeah. Okay, so we have a few left in here. So if I missed any of your questions or comments, I apologize for that. It's not done deliberately. I try to get to everybody as much as I possibly can. It's just hard to do when I'm actually interacting with somebody and sharing the screen with somebody like just now. I'm going to be jumping off this screen fairly shortly myself. I'm going to be jumping off this screen fairly shortly myself. Yeah, it's true. Everything does have a ripple effect, Ray Phoenix and Cindy. Yeah, I agree. And it's important to put out a little good every day. Sheldon missed the flowers. Sheldon missed the flowers. Wow. So it's great. It was great having you all here. And I'm going to be jumping off this stream in a few minutes. I'm going to say my good nights. I've been on for over 2 hours. I was hoping Steve could have joined us, but he couldn't. But hopefully next live stream, we'll have Steve on. Hopefully, cross our fingers. Yeah, we can get Steve on with me my next live stream. which will be sometime this week. Yep. Oh, my Thanksgiving. Unfortunately, it was the I was alone, so it wasn't that great. You know, kind of. It's the last week before my insurance payment. My disability insurance payment comes in once a month, and it's the last week, so it's kind of a struggle that last week. Financially. So no guests. There was no one. I was alone, and no fancy vegan dinner, even a vegan dinner. No. But thanks for asking anyway. I think the highlight of my day was this live stream, honestly, and interacting with all of you. Truth be told, yeah, interacting with all of you. And that's the one thing I am thankful for. Like I said, I thought I was going to jump on and talk about how harmful to pressure somebody to announce at the table that what you're grateful for. I think that's a tradition that should be done away with. But I'm not. I'm just throwing that out there. But I think I will do a more detailed video about that maybe this week or next week. Definitely put it out before American Thanksgiving, which is the last Thursday of November. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to. So that's what I'm going to do. But thanks for asking, Cindy. I appreciate it. It's nice to be checked up. It's nice to have some friends checking up on you. And that's what I say. That's what this channel is about, and that's how I end my videos, right? So yeah, it was great having you. Are all awesome. I'm thankful for all of you and the little community that I started building here on my channel. So yeah, it looks like I am going to try to get my own Discord server up and running as a reality. Ray Phoenix, like I said, I thank you and from the bottom of my heart. Ray Phoenix is going to help me with the technology to help me get it started, and I so appreciate that. So yeah, and some people have suggested that I start to get merch up. I don't have the subscribers for it. I don't know, but I have started looking into Teespring for starting a revenue thing for myself. So I got to design a logo and I got to design some T-shirt prints. And it looks like I will do with Teespring, because even though they do take a large cut, I think it would be more expensive and more trouble for me that if I took care of the shipping and inventory and all that stuff. At least Teespring, no inventory in the apartment, and they take care of all the shipping and customs costs for international shipping. So I think I'll be dealing with them, but that won't be for another 6 months at least down the road. That's going to be another 6 months before I have merch up and running. As I told Hearts, I am planning to start a Patreon, working out the tiers, and that's one of the reasons why I'm going to be starting a Discord as well to go with this channel. So yeah, I'm going to be starting up a Patreon very soon, just working out what my tiers would be and what I can realistically commit to, because patrons, they pay every month, they expect certain perks. So, and I want to provide those perks. And so I'm going to figure out what I can reasonably commit to long term. Probably it will be one, more personal nature videos that YouTube would frown on. More of a personal story, more of a story time nature. Or, if you have any ideas of what you would like to see from me here on this channel, not just for Patreon, but here on this channel, because the Patreon is down the road. Here on this channel, if you got any video ideas or suggestions, please leave them in the comments below. That would be greatly appreciated. I don't have a community tab, so we're going to have to deal with the comment section here. And yeah. So yeah, I would love to hear, or in the chat right now while I'm still here, if you've got a video suggestion, drop it in the chat right now, Yeah. Drop it right now if you wish. So yeah, drop it in the live chat right now. Otherwise, after I jump off, feel free, please, to leave it in the comment section. Once again, I do not have a community tab. Working on it. I need 1,000 subscribers before I can get that community tab, because oh boy, would I love to have a community tab. Yeah. You can help me brainstorm with the Patreon, Race Phoenix. That would be awesome. Yes, that would be awesome. Thank you. I much appreciate. I appreciate everybody who is offering to help me out. and who supports this channel, or even just subscribing or coming to drop by a live stream. You are all awesome. So if there's my Thanksgiving gratitude, what I'm grateful for, as I mentioned earlier, it's for all of you who came here tonight, or who support my channel, Yeah, I need ideas for videos. I need ideas for videos for this channel, to start with. I have a few ideas right now that I'm working on. Like I mentioned, one of them, the gratitude list. I'll have that up within this week or next, but definitely a good time before American Thanksgiving starts. But other than that, I'm not sure what else I'm going. Like right now, I'm creative meltdown. It happens. We all run into that creative slump. Hey, I was writing for a while. I wrote short stories. I wrote a play even based on my own horrific DBT experience. It's fiction, but it's based on my experience. The play has been shelved now for a good year. I'm not going to get into any reasons why other than the finances, because editors cost money. And the last editor I worked with, let's just say we didn't see eye to eye. He was treating me like I was a student in his high school composition class rather than editor. So, yeah. So anyways, don't be shy. If you've got any ideas, I'm all open to ideas for what you want to see me talk about. Leave me in the chat, in the box below. Okay, yeah, so leave it in the box below. Okay, hang on. Oh, wow. Okay. So what I am going to do. Which topic? Or put your thinking hat on. I'm out of ideas. The Sesame Street drug info for kids. Yeah. I was thinking about, you're talking about that new character, Carly, that new Muppet on Sesame Street. Yeah, she was introduced last May as a Muppet living in foster care, the For Now home, and they handled it very delicately, just right. I saw the clip for it, and then recently, according to Jexy on Twitter, posted the link with a clip. We found out why Carly is in foster care, because her mom is trying to recover from addiction, and her mom is attending 12-step meetings, and Carly's attending meetings for kids as well. So we learned a little bit more about Carly's backstory. So yeah, I might do a review of those clips for Carly, the Muppet character of Carly in Sesame Street, and maybe do a comparative to Mr. Rogers on some of the difficult issues, adult issues that he had to tackle for a kid audience. Like the assassination of RFK, for instance, in the late 60s. Dealing, off the heels of the civil rights movement when he was sharing the kiddie pool with Officer Clemens. What else? And talking about the divorce rate, which was starting to spike in the 80s, and that, yeah. So maybe I'll do a comparative, like how children's television shows. Sesame Street has definitely caught up. Has caught up. Is probably taking over where Mr. Rogers left off, because Mr. Rogers left a long time ago. He passed away a long time ago. Because, in my day when Sesame Street was on, Sesame Street, yeah, I think Nicole over at Real Talk Recovery did do a video about that today, if I'm not mistaken. I haven't seen her video yet. Nicole over at Real Talk Recovery. I haven't seen her video yet. But it got to my attention. It was according to Jexy over at her on Twitter, actually, not even on her YouTube channel. It was over on Twitter. But then I saw Real Talk Recovery. I have not seen her video yet. I might not watch it until I do mine. That way I have no bias or anything like that. Like I can go at it exclusively with my opinion. And then I'll watch Nicole's after that. Yeah. A lot of people don't know about old things, but Mr. Rogers discussing how much it helped. Exactly, Heartslove. Yeah. So I think Sesame Street is starting to, because back in my day, like I said, Sesame Street, if anything, could say like Sesame Street was preparing kids for school, teaching them the letters, the alphabet, certain things like sharing, like cleaning up after yourself. No, don't live like Oscar the Grouch. Hey, I like Oscar the Grouch. Don't knock him, but I like Oscar the Grouch. I think he's hilarious. But that's another story for another time. But yeah, Sesame Street was school preparedness, you know? And Mr. Rogers prepared kids for life. You know, he just tackled those difficult issues. Oh, she didn't give any detail, Heart's Love? Okay. Yeah, she did. Yeah, because I think she did a live stream about it this afternoon, right? Yeah, Nicole over at Real Talk Recovery. Yeah. So, anyways, but like I said, I think I'll work on my own video before I watch hers, so I can keep my own opinions there. You know? Yeah. So yeah, I'll probably work on it tomorrow. Maybe have it uploaded for Tuesday. Yeah, so I'll work on it tomorrow and have it tomorrow and early Tuesday and have it uploaded by Tuesday. So yeah, I'm probably going to do a comparative. But like I said, but back to what I was saying, Mr. Rogers left a long time ago, and I think Sesame Street is trying to take over where Mr. Rogers left off by dealing with the social issues of the day. They've dealt with racism as well. Sesame Street has dealt with racism, for example. 2 years ago or so, was it, they introduced a Muppet, Julia, and Julia is on the autism spectrum, for instance. I was really happy that they decided to go with a female character to raise awareness for autism spectrum disorder. Because in the past and in my day, it was always something like it was something only boys got. No, girls couldn't have it. And still to this day, girls are misdiagnosed too often. Women are misdiagnosed too often. It's true, it's more common in males than females. But yeah, I'm really glad. That's why I was really glad 2 years ago that Sesame Street decided to go with a female character for the autism spectrum disorder. But yeah, Carly is the latest one, like who was introduced as a Muppet in foster care. Now we learn why Carly's backstory as to why she's in foster care. Yeah. So yeah, like I said, I'll try and work on that video tomorrow and try to have that uploaded by Tuesday. That's not going to be a live stream. That is going to be a planned upload. And I'll probably do a voiceover and just like put pictures and clips and I'll talk over it, you know, because the people seem to like my voiceover videos. Yeah. So I'll do that. And so if you got, like I said, so anyways, I'm about to jump off this screen very shortly. So I want you all, if those of you in Canada, Canadian viewers, happy Turkey Day or happy Tofurkey Day. And enjoy the rest of the long weekend. It is a day off for those of us in Canada. Columbus Day for our American viewers and our American subscribers. Wherever else there's a holiday being celebrated anywhere in the world who views this live stream, please take care of yourselves and each other. And remember, if there's somebody in your midst suffering who is at risk, please look in on them. Please, especially during holiday times when they're more vulnerable, please look in on them. Even if it's just to spend a little time lending a sympathetic ear so they're not alone, that is great. Please don't forget to leave a thumbs up out on the way out the door if you care to. Oh, thank you, Cindy. I appreciate it, Cindy. So please leave a thumbs up on the way out the door. For those of you who haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. And hit that little ringy dingy icon thing, bell thing below, so you can be notified every time I upload or every time I do a live stream. Yeah. So yeah, please do so. I wish everybody a great night, and I will see you all in the next one. Like I said, I will try to have that Sesame Street review video or on Tuesday, upload it on Tuesday. And my live stream will be some point later down the week. I'd like to have Steve back on camera with me. So I'm going to see if I can get Steve, find a time where it'd be good to have Steve come back on with me. Okay. It seems Steve is another one who is well liked on the channel. He's collabed with me on this channel before. Once he collabed with me on my birthday stream. So he is well liked here too for his sense of humor. And so we'll try to have them back later this week on a live. So for now, like I said, take care of yourselves and each other. Again, please don't forget to leave a thumbs up on the way out the door, or a thumbs down if you didn't like it. Engagement is engagement according to the YouTube algorithm, right? So straight talking Fedora Chic over and out, and have a great night, everybody. Hi, have a great night. Good night, Ray Phoenix. Good night, Hearts. Good night, Cindy. And everybody else. You are all awesome and you all rock.